Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video, this will be a pretty special video because today we will have Fat Mao, who's gonna be featuring the Hashashin for you guys later. This Mao has been a pain in my ass for a very long time. I've asked for this clip for about 7 months. I've asked for this clip 7 months ago for the Hashashin video that I was featuring at the time, but he was just very busy with his work, so he couldn't actually like give me the clip, and I had to wait for so long. I don't want to be persistent, so I just kept quiet about it for a long time. But then suddenly I snapped and, Mao, I need it now. Okay, please just give it to me. I showed him like the comments of people who were asking for when is Mao gonna be giving the clip. Yeah, so after a lot of support from you guys, the Hashashin players, finally, Mao finally said, okay. So today's showcase will be quite special. It's going to be featured in Karkia instead of a normal arena, and a pretty high one. It's going to be on the first week of the month, first week of February's Karkia. So it was, yeah, getting to that point was quite a big staple, because it was very difficult, especially with all the woosas and shit. Yeah, very hard stuff. So yeah, in hindsight, I'll first tell you guys that this class sucks. Okay, this class sucks in everything. It sucks in arenas, it sucks in field, it sucks in wars, it sucks in everything. Like there's nothing good about it. Like, this class sucks everywhere. So that's something you guys need to know. The class is bad, right? However, is it as bad as Sage or Kuno? Probably not, but it is still pretty bad. Alright, now let's talk about the skills a little bit, and I'll tell you guys something that I know. Okay, so now the first skill, Whirlwind Slice. Now this one is pretty special. This thing is, I'm just kidding, it's not special. But it does have Seret and very low cooldown, so you can actually use this in arenas to stall out and get some HP back. It's something you can do. It's something you can do. And if you get another, if you get this one, at level 3, you get an extra charge. There's like 3 of them, so you have like 3 skills that gives you Seret constantly. So that's 1.5%, 1.5%, 1.5% of your HP, so like 4.5% HP every time you cast this skin, which is pretty good, I would say. And it also gives you AP, so yeah, this thing might be pretty viable for arenas, I would say. I don't know what skill to trade into it, but this skill might be somewhat good, alright? Next will be Eye of the Storm. Now this Eye of the Storm is one of your main skills. Let's just check how much damage it does at full values. Give me a second. So this thing gets, wait, 273 minus 264, so that's 9% per level. Yeah, 9% per level. So 9 times 10, that's 90. So 90 plus 264, that's 354. 354, multiply that by 10. So this thing is effectively, give me a second, 354, so, okay, I screwed up. So 9 times 10, that's 90. 90 plus 264, that's 354, and we're gonna multiply this by 5, which is the hits. Yeah, so this thing is a 1770% base power skill. Yeah, it's kinda low, guys, not gonna lie, it's kinda low. However, that's not it, because this thing will get another 30% boost. So this thing is effectively a 2300% damage skill, and well, I'll talk about that later on the passive of the skill. But first, let's just say, alright, so the base power of the skill is 2301. That's the base power of the skill. It does have very low cooldown at 5 seconds. Yeah, the skill has 5 seconds. It has amazing linger. It does have anti-grab on both accounts, and it also has healing. So now it heals how much? Let's just check. That is a 12. That's 12 times 4. That's 48. 48 plus 112, that's 160. So it heals 160 per hit. We'll multiply that by 5. So that's an 800 heal. 800 instances. That's 800 healing per cast. it does have burn and increases AP. So this skill in hindsight is actually pretty good. It's a pretty good skill, very low cooldown, and it heals you as well for a quite good amount of HP. And it also has anti-grab and a very long linger. So this skill is really nice. One of the best skills for the Hashashin, for sure. Next will be the skill Geopulse. Now this one is a very controversial skill. Some people use it for arenas, some people don't, but I would say most people don't, because it does, yeah, there's so much more skills that you can add, not just this one, and I think the full combo doesn't use this in particular, so that's pretty hard. Yeah, that's pretty hard. So next one will be Sand Saber. This one is one of your forward guard skills, but it doesn't apply in the arenas, only in field. And this is forward guard locked, so you can't change this to super armor. As you see there, there's no icon for it to change to super armor. It's stuck in forward guard. In arenas, it doesn't have immunities. It deals a knockback on hit. How much base power does it have? Not a lot. Not a lot. Let's just check this one real quick. Let's see how much it does. 244 minus 3... No. 236. So that's 8% per level. We'll multiply that by 10. That's 80. So 80 plus 236. That's 316. And we'll multiply that by 2. So give me a second. That's 632. So that's per hit. And this thing hits twice. So 1264. Very, very low base power. Very, very low. Yeah, very, very low base. So it's quite sad. It does negative AP on enemy, so yeah, there's might be some uses, but it's not amazing at all. It's not great, but since the class doesn't really have any other forms of knockback, you might be forced to use it. Yeah, the class's damage is very, very low, guys. It's a very, very low damage. It's quite sad, actually, to think about it. It's pretty low. Next will be the skill Sandstorm Slash. Now this one's going to be your opening skill. It's a very fast stun, yeah? So if you see there, it's very, very fast. It looks kind of like this. Let me show you. Like so, okay? It does have decent linger. Not great, but pretty decent. Like so, yeah? Pretty good linger. The skill is pretty fast cooldown, only 5 seconds. And it also increases DP, and it reduces the MP cost by 5, so making this like 15. So you need MP for this class. Yeah, you need MP. If you get your mana broken, you will not be able to cast a skill, which is very sad. I think they should just remove the MP cost. It's not very useful. It's very outdated. Next will be the skill Unforgiven. Now this is going to be one of your main stabs, or your super tier attack power, which is your high damage skill. So what does this do? I'll just show you what the skill does. It looks like so. Alright, it looks like this. Like so, okay? That's what the skill does. Now, what does the skill exactly have? Now, this skill has a flow, like you see here. It's hold the skill button for an additional attack. Same damage as Unforgiven. So this thing basically is multiplied by 2. So how much does the skill does? Let's just check real quick. This thing gives about 685. 685 minus 663. So that's 22 per level. 22, multiply that by 10. That's 200. Give me a second. So that's 220. 220 plus 663. That's 883. 883, multiply that by 2. So that's 1766. So 1766. And it also gets this. Hold the skill button for an additional attack. It hits only once, so we're gonna add another 883 plus 883. So this thing's base power is 2649, which is not bad. Okay, it's not bad, but it takes a bit of time. You see there, it's kind of slow. Yeah, it's kind of slow. It takes a bit of time to get it up, and it does. Don't think anything dirty, guys. Alright, so this thing has Seret, as you can see there. It has Seret, but I think it's a lot better if you use Labreve instead, because the skill base power is kind of high, so you might want it to crit. Don't put Seret on stab skills, because it's a waste, okay? If the skill's damage is high, use something else, like Labreve or Ahip or all. Don't use Seret on a high damage skill. That's bad, okay? It's a waste, alright? Now, what does this do? This thing does a stun on first hit and knockdown on last hit. But if you use the Flow Owl's Revelation, it will be a knockdown on hit, which is the last part there. And you kind of want the damage. So please do use Labrief on this one. Don't use Seret unless it's on a field. If you're on field, use Seret. Yeah, it's okay. If you're high CP, go use Seret. I don't care. Alright? Next will be Solar Strike. This is also one of your main stabs, and this is what it does, okay? That's what it does, okay? It goes Daze on first hit and knockdown on last hit. Now, how much damage does it have? Let's check real quick. It's gonna be 368 minus 357. Give me a second. 368 point. That's 369 minus 357. So that's 12 per level. And we're gonna multiply this by 10, making this 120. So it's gonna be 120 plus 357. That's 477. Okay, 477. We're gonna multiply this by 4 because it hits 4 times, making this a 1900% damage skill, which is absolutely dog shit. That's absolute dog shit. It's unacceptable for a stab to deal that low of a damage. Is unacceptable. It's too low. It's too low. All right. Don't use Seret on this one as well. It's a waste. Just use a hit. But if you want to use Seret, you want to use this to stall and stuff. You have a stally playstyle. Yeah, go. You can go Seret. I won't blame you. But the cooldown is pretty long. 7 seconds. It's kind of not worth. I'll probably go Ahib if it was me. I'll probably go Ahib. Yeah. The skills, the class's damage is very unacceptable. It's super low. None of the skills reach 3000. Oh my god, that's so bad, man. It's so bad. Alright, next will be the skill Death Sentence. Now this one, as you can see here, doesn't really do much. Just a stun on hit and knockdown on last hit. Base power is pretty low as well. Yeah, and it has no branches, so it kind of sucks. The cooldown 6 seconds. It doesn't have anything in particular that's amazing, so probably a farming skill. You don't use this for anything else, just for farming. Okay, next will be Breath of All. Now this one is pretty interesting. So this thing has it's put to be apply on cast, so you can do this, and what it will do is it will travel, and that's kind of nice because this allows you to actually activate your passive, which is All's Power, and you need to use skills twice for that to happen. And this might be kind of useful because this thing gives you passive damage, it travels and it hits an enemy. The base power is not high, but it's pretty spammable. It has a 5-second cooldown, increases the range, so it's actually not bad, yeah? And this thing increases the speed of the whirlwind once you get the flow for it, yeah? This accelerate. So it's not bad. Next will be Barrage. This is pretty much your, this is gonna be your, this ability is for mobility. It's a mobility skill. It's invincible during the skill and super armor when attacking. Now, what does this do? This thing does probably the lowest amount of damage that I can think of. It's 88 damage. Oh, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, 88 damage per hit. It hits 3 times. What the fuck? I think my auto attack hits harder. Yeah, this thing is 100 per hit, so it deals less damage than your auto attack. What the fuck, man? That's fucking stupid. Alright, so this is what it does. It has invincible during the skill and super armor when attacking. But this thing has a special mechanic. It's called Stop on Collision. So if you hit something, if you hit a hitbox, it will stop. So if you're using the skill to disengage, you're using the skill to maneuver around, make sure you don't hit anything. Don't hit any hitbox. Don't touch the enemy. You touch the enemy, it will stop. Okay, it will stop. So make sure to maneuver this away, like so. You don't want to hit. I'll just show you here what it looks like. If you hit something, it will just stop, like immediately. It will just stop. Give me a second. I'll just show you here. As you see there, it just stops immediately. I'll show you this one again. The cooldown is pretty long. It has a 9-second cooldown. So, yeah. You see there, it stops. So make sure you don't hit anything, okay? If you hit something with it, it will stop. So make sure you don't hit anything with it, alright? Next will be the skill Infusion. Now this is your buff skill. It's just a normal buff skill, nothing impressive. 500 HP, 50 AP, and evasion cooldown. Nothing amazing, normal, like same as the other skills. And the last one will be All's Power. Use Eye of the Storm, Unforgiven, Solar Strike, or Breath of All to activate your All's Power. And this is why we use this, to activate the stupid passive, okay? It's pretty dumb, but you need to use those skills to activate your All's Power. Now, what does All's Power do? Enhance Eye of the Storm, Sand Saber, Solar Strike, and Breath of All. And 30% damage applied as follow-up damage. So, everything you see here, let me check. Every skill here, Eye of the Storm, Sand Saber, Solar Strike, and Breath of All. So Sand Saber is gonna be this one, knockback skill, and then there is the Eye of the Storm. This thing gets another 30%, and also one more. God damn it, I keep forgetting. Solar Strike. Yeah, Solar Strike is this one. All of these skills will give the Hashashin an extra 30% boost to the damage as sand bleeding, or bleeding damage, or sand bleeding. And just call it sand bleeding, okay? Just call it sand bleeding. Yeah, just call it that, okay? Alright, so negative effects inflicted by skills 30%. So everything that you see here, like this fucking no, not this one, let's say like this one maybe. This one goes worse. This thing adds another 30%, so making this a 20% instead of a 15%, give or take, roughly. This one targets DP minus 40. This is gonna be you're gonna add another 30% on top of that 40%. So it enhances your it enhances all your negative effects or your debuffs. Yeah, this thing does also have all boss damage by 10% and PvP damage taken minus 10%. To be honest, this passive sucks. It sucks. Okay, it fucking sucks. And the reason it sucks is the class have very low damage. The class doesn't really have any ranged prowess. It doesn't have the most amazing trading power. Its combo damage is pretty low. It's just horrible. The class is horrible in everything. Like, the passive sucks, the class doesn't hit hard, the class is soft. It's not very soft, but it's pretty soft. It's 10%, come on. So the class doesn't really have anything going for it, aside from, well, it does have pretty good coverage. It has anti-grab, a lot of them. It's got anti-grab on Mirage, it's got anti-grab on Eye of the Storm. It does have healing on the Super Armor skill, but everything else just sucks. Like everything about the class just sucks. The only thing good about this class is it's got amazing linger. Its evasion is one of the best in the game. You see there? Alright. The evasion is actually pretty great. The evasion iframe is pretty good. Yeah? The evasion iframe is pretty good. But aside from that, everything else sucks. Like, everything else about this class sucks. It's just so sad. Like, thinking about the class is just unable to do shit is sad. It gets kited like fuck. Like, against a Buccaneer or a Fletcher or any kiter like Raven, you just get fucked. Like, bad. This class just can't do shit. I think that's the main problem. Like, even if this thing CCs you, it can't deal enough damage. That's the problem. Like, it's just sad as fuck, man. Like no joke, this class sucks. Oh my god, dude, it sucks so bad. Oh my god, yeah, I have no comment, guys. I have no comment. This class is just really sad. It just sucks so bad, yeah. It does have pretty good, one thing though, it does have pretty good sustain. It has pretty good immunity rotation, but everything else sucks. That's what a class is like. And it sucks in field, it sucks in wars, it sucks everywhere. So you gotta imagine all of that and still think about using the class. Man, it makes me sad, you know. It makes me really sad to see, like, PA really doesn't give a shit about this class anymore. And knowing that his awakening form is coming soon, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be broken. I think Zayed is gonna be broken. And I think this video is very important to document what this class is, you know, like, it keeps the existence of this class. And I think that after Zayed release, most of you probably forget this class even ever existed. That's a sad part. for me at least. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you guys the best Hashashin player that I know, which is Fat Mao. I will have him play some Hashashin for you guys in Karkia, and I'll just tell you this: it wasn't pretty. Coming from the best Hashashin player in BDM Asia, it doesn't look pretty at all. Like, although he wins most of it, he was bloodied up, man. Like, I'm not kidding. It was bad. Like against other classes that are really, really strong. It's so sad. I think it's, without further ado, I just want to show you guys this real quick, really, really fun clip from Mao. I think it's a 13-minute clip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content, and shout out to Fat Mao for this clip. Thank you so much. The pride of Singapore, the best Hashashin player that I know, my brother from Coral Reef, Fat Mao. Enjoy.
Nightly waits all we could bear, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run. And we can run. The stars they fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
space and time, been out of line, wouldn't break my stride. It's no secret that victory is sweetest with you by my side. My heart's full of flames, 'cause glory waits. Every spark will glow in the darkest lightning. We'll keep fighting on. My heart's full of flames, 'cause glory waits. Every spark will glow in the darkest lightning. We'll keep fighting on. Reflected in the lights, never more night tonight. Showers on the people passing by. One is so small when the world's so wide. Every step forward echoes a sigh. I reach out for